Hi domainers. Grab your popcorn as we let Lydia share with us her reality. Wait. What did he just say? I'm standing in the middle of Marcus's wedding reception, champagne glass trembling in my hand, when I hear my father's voice boom through the microphone. The crystal chandeliers above cast golden light across the ballroom, and everyone looks so happy. My brother's new wife, Isabella, is glowing in her white dress. Dad is up on the stage, smiling that proud smile I've only seen him give Marcus. I want to make a special announcement, Dad says, and the room goes quiet. My stomach does a little flip. Maybe he's finally going to acknowledge all my years of work at the family estate. Maybe he's going to thank me for organizing this entire wedding. But then he says it, Marcus will inherit the entire Hartwell estate and fortune. He's proven himself worthy of carrying our family legacy forward. The applause was deafening. Guests cheer. Isabella kisses Marcus on the cheek. My champagne glass nearly slips from my fingers. I must have heard wrong. I must be dreaming. But Dad keeps talking about Marcus's exceptional vision and natural leadership. Every word feels like a punch to my chest. I looked around, hoping someone else looks as confused as I feel. But everyone's nodding, smiling, clapping. Aunt Patricia catches my eye and gives me this pitying look that makes my face burn. I force myself to smile, but my cheeks hurt from the effort. Marcus walks past me, adjusting his expensive suit. He leans close and whispers, "Don't make a scene, Lydia." His breath smells like champagne and arrogance. That's when something inside me snaps. I can't breathe in this room anymore. The walls feel like they're closing in, and the music is too loud. I walk as fast as I can toward the exit, my heels clicking against the marble floor. Every step feels like I'm walking through quicksand. Is she crying? I hear someone whisper behind me. Poor thing, another voice says. She must be devastated. Aunt Patricia appears beside me, touching my arm with her cold fingers. It's okay, dear. Not everyone is meant for wealth. Some of us are just supporting characters. She says it like she's comforting me, but it stings worse than anything. I yank my arm away and keep walking. My vision is blurry now, and I realize I'm actually crying. Great. Just perfect. I'm giving everyone exactly what they expect, the emotional, unstable daughter who can't handle reality. Near the coat check, I hear my stepmother's voice floating from the powder room. I always knew she didn't have the heir's aura, she's saying to someone. Marcus was born for this. Lydia's just too ordinary. My hands ball into fists. I want to march in there and tell her exactly what I think about her and her precious opinions. But instead, I grab my coat and practically run for the door. That's when I hear footsteps behind me. Someone's following me into the hallway, and I really don't want to face anyone right now. I spin around, ready to tell whoever it is to leave me alone. But it's not my family. It's Leo, Isabella's brother. He's holding a handful of tissues and looking incredibly awkward in his suit. Hey, He scratches his head. I noticed you seemed upset. These are for you. If you need them. Or don't. That's cool too. I stare at him, then at the tissues. Part of me wants to yell that tissues won't fix this. But another part of me, the part that hasn't completely fallen apart yet, takes them. Well, he says, trying to smile, at least the food was nice. I don't know if he's joking or if he's seriously that clueless about what just happened. But somehow, I laugh. It comes out as this weird sound between a sob and a giggle, and now I'm crying harder because I'm laughing while crying, and everything is a mess. Thanks, I managed to say, wiping my eyes. Yeah. The food was good. He nods, still looking uncomfortable. If it helps, I thought the inheritance announcement was pretty brutal. Like, who does that at a wedding? My father, apparently, I say bitterly. We stand there for another awkward moment before I excuse myself and head home. Hi, my name is Lydia, I'm 32 years old and my brother Marcus 28. Marcus is for some reasons not known to be the special one. My father's son and mother only child. He is treated way too different. In my family-oriented mind I call him the fortunate one. The family shows him so much love regardless of the odds. However, one thing I'm sure of is that Marcus have never actively added value to the family. Sometimes it feel as though he just exists. He never gets fully involved, always has he way of doing things. I am disciplined, hardworking, intelligent, dedicated and goal-driven. At 27 studied studio art for more knowledge. My father, Mr. Hartwell, owned the Hartwell Studio. It's an empire and I have toiled all my life, invested years managing, building and growing the business with father's supervision. Marcus did little to nothing and always gained the upper hand. When I finally get to my apartment, I see my phone lit up with notifications. There's a new message in the family group chat. My hands shake as I open it. Congratulations to Marcus, the future of the Hartwell legacy. So proud of my son. My father's words blur on the screen. I throw my phone across the room. It lands on the couch with a soft thud. Then I grab the nearest pillow and scream into it until my throat hurts. When I'm done screaming, I throw the pillow across the room too. Sorry, I say to the pillow. That wasn't your fault. I'm apologizing to furniture now. Perfect. This is what my life has become. My cat, Buttons, watches me from his spot on the windowsill. He blinks slowly, completely unbothered by my breakdown. I wish I could be more like Buttons, just eating, sleeping, and not caring about family inheritance drama. You know what, Buttons? I say, pacing back and forth. I gave everything to that estate. Everything. I cataloged every single painting in Dad's collection. I researched the family history. I organized the archives. I made sure every piece was documented and preserved. And for what? So Marcus can waltz in with his fake smile and fake interest and take it all? Buttons yawns. If you are enjoying this story so far, please like, share and subscribe. Also, leave a comment, thank you. Marcus doesn't even like art. He just pretends to care because Dad loves it. I'm the one who spent weekends in dusty libraries. I'm the one who learned restoration techniques. But sure, give it all to the golden boy. I collapse onto the couch, exhausted from rage. My eyes land on something I haven't noticed in months, a dusty cardboard box shoved in the corner of my closet. The label reads, Hartwell Archives, Lydia's Copies. I sit up slowly. I'd made copies of everything when I was working on the family collection in college. Every receipt, every certificate of authenticity, every purchase record. I'd wanted my own reference materials. Now, staring at that box, I feel something shift inside me. Maybe there's something in there. It takes me 20 minutes to drag the box out of the closet. Dust flies everywhere, and Buttons immediately jumps on top of it, because of course he does. I gently move him aside and open the lid. Papers. So many papers. Receipts, photographs, notes in my own handwriting from years ago. I start pulling things out, scanning through them. Most of it is boring administrative stuff, insurance documents, loan papers, gallery receipts. Then I find a folder labeled Marcus, Art Acquisitions 2019 to 2020. My heart starts beating faster. I remember this. Marcus had suddenly gotten really into collecting art around that time. Dad had been so impressed, bragging to everyone about his son's sophisticated taste. I'd been asked to help catalog Marcus's purchases for the family records. I flipped through the receipts. A painting purchased for $50,000. Another for $75,000. Big numbers that had made Dad's eyes light up with pride. But as I look closer, something feels off. The dates don't match up. One receipt says Marcus bought a painting on March 15th, but I have a photo of him at a business conference in London that entire week. I check another receipt. Same problem. The location listed is a gallery in New York, but the postal code is wrong. Then I find a photograph I took of one of Marcus's paintings, a beautiful landscape he claimed was from the 1800s. But when I compare it to the original catalog entry I'd researched, the dimensions are different. The frame is different. Even the signature looks slightly off. My hand starts shaking again, but this time it's not from sadness. It's something else. Something that feels like hope. The next morning, I drive to the Hartwell estate. My stomach is in knots the whole way there. I tell myself I'm just returning a wedding gift I forgot to give Isabella. That's my excuse. But really, I need to see those paintings again. The estate looks exactly the same, massive iron gates, perfectly trimmed hedges, the old stone mansion that's been in our family for 3 generations. I used to love this place. Now it just reminds me of everything I've lost. The security guard recognizes me and waves me through. At least they haven't removed me from the access list yet. I park near the side entrance and grab the gift bag I'd prepared as my cover story. Inside, the house is quiet. Most of the staff have the day off after the wedding chaos. Perfect. I head straight for Marcus's office on the 2nd floor. He's probably still on his honeymoon, which gives me time. His office is exactly what you'd expect: leather chairs, mahogany desk, and paintings covering every wall. I recognize the landscape from the photo immediately. It's hanging right above his desk, in a fancy gold frame. I move closer, pretending to admire it. Then I lean in and inhale near the canvas. The smell hits me immediately. Fresh paint. Modern varnish. This painting shouldn't smell like this. If it were really from the 1800s, it would smell like old wood, dust, and age. This smells like it was painted last year. My heart is racing now. I pull out my phone and take several photos, making sure to capture the signature and the frame details. That's when I hear footsteps in the hallway. I freeze, my phone still in my hand. The footsteps are getting closer. I quickly stuff my phone in my pocket and pretend to be examining the bookshelf when someone walks in. It's Maria, one of the housekeepers. She's been working here since I was a kid. "Oh, Miss Lydia." She looks surprised but happy to see me. "I didn't know you were visiting today." "Just dropping off a gift," I say quickly, holding up the bag. "Got distracted by Marcus's collection. These paintings are really something." Maria nods enthusiastically. "Oh yes, Mr. Marcus is very proud of them. He spent so much money." She leans in like she's sharing a secret. "Between you and me, I don't understand art. But I do know he bought most of these online. Can you imagine? Buying expensive paintings on the computer." My brain screeches to a halt. "Online? Like, from auction sites?" "I'm not sure about the details," Maria says, dusting the desk. "But I remember seeing all these packages arriving. Big wooden crates. Mr. Marcus would get so excited, opening them like a kid on Christmas." Online. Marcus bought expensive historical paintings online. The same Marcus who doesn't know the difference between Renaissance and Romantic periods. The same Marcus who once asked me if Picasso painted the Mona Lisa. "That's interesting," I managed to say. "Did you happen to see who shipped them?" "Some company name. Sloan something?" "I remember because it sounded fancy." Maria shrugs. "Mr. Marcus kept all the paperwork in his desk drawer if you're curious." "Oh, I couldn't possibly." "Miss Lydia, you practically grew up in this house. I'm sure Mr. Marcus wouldn't mind." She gives me a knowing look. "Besides, after what happened at the wedding, I think you deserve some answers." She quietly leaves the room, closing the door behind her. I stare at Marcus's desk drawer, my heart pounding so hard I can hear it in my ears. I pull open the drawer. Inside is a mess of papers, business cards, and random junk. I dig through carefully, and that's when I find it, a business card that reads, "Trevor Sloan, Art Acquisition Specialist." I grab my phone and search his name. His website looks professional enough, but when I check the reviews, my jaw drops. They're all over the place. Trevor Sloan is amazing. Help me find the perfect piece. 5 stars. Please, I beg you, don't buy anything from him. 1 star. Excellent service and prices. 5 stars. These are fake. Everything is fake. 1 star. The reviews go back and forth like this for pages. It's like 2 completely different businesses. My hands are shaking as I dial the number on his card. It rings once. Twice. Trevor Sloan speaking. Our dreams do come true. His voice is way too cheerful. Hi, my name is Lydia Hartwell. I think you worked with my brother, Marcus? There's a pause. Hartwell. Hartwell. Oh. Yes. Marcus. Great guy, great buyer. How can I help you? Looking for something special? I have a wonderful Monet coming in, well, Monet style. Very authentic looking. Authentic looking. Not authentic. Authentic looking. Actually, I say carefully, I wanted to ask about the pieces you sold to Marcus. For insurance purposes. You know, making sure everything is properly documented. Of course, of course. I keep excellent records. When would you like to meet? I can come to you. I'm very flexible. Very accommodating. Some people say too accommodating, but I think that's just good business. He talks so fast I can barely keep up. We agree to meet at a coffee shop tomorrow. After I hang up, I sit in Marcus's office, staring at the painting above his desk. Everything is starting to make sense. And it's so much worse than I thought. Trevor Sloan shows up at the coffee shop wearing a bright purple suit. I spot him immediately because nobody else is dressed like they're going to a costume party. He's carrying a leather briefcase and wearing sunglasses indoors. Lydia. He rushes over, shaking my hand way too enthusiastically. Wonderful to meet you. You have your brother's eyes. Very artistic family, the Hartwells. Thanks, I say slowly. Should we sit? Yes, yes, of course. He pulls out a chair and immediately starts pulling things from his briefcase. I brought catalogs. Beautiful pieces. I have access to some incredible works right now. There's a Mona Lisa Junior version, smaller, but still captures that enigmatic smile. Very affordable. Actually, I wanted to talk about what you already sold Marcus. Oh, yes. Marcus. Great taste, that brother of yours. Very decisive. Knew exactly what he wanted. Which is rare, let me tell you. Most clients, they hem and haw, they want this, they want that. But Marcus? Clear vision. Trevor keeps talking, barely taking a breath. He shows me glossy photos of paintings, sculptures, and art pieces that all look incredibly expensive. I'm trying to figure out how to get information from him without being too obvious. The thing is, I say carefully, I'm concerned about authentication. For the family records, you know. We need to make sure everything is properly certified. Trevor's smile falters for just a second. Authentication. Yes. Very important. I always provide certificates. Always. Very official looking. Official looking, I repeat. Or official. He laughs nervously, tugging at his collar. Well, you know how it is in the art world. Sometimes the paperwork is just formality. Trevor, were the paintings you sold Marcus real? The question hangs in the air. Trevor looks around the coffee shop like he's checking for exits. Then he leans in close. Define real, he whispers. Because technically, they're real paintings. Real canvas, real paint. Trevor. He sighs deeply. Look, your brother came to me with a very specific request. He needed impressive pieces fast. He didn't ask too many questions. I provided what he needed. He signed everything. It was all very urgent. My blood runs cold. Urgent forgeries. Trevor winces. That's such a harsh word. I prefer inspired reproductions. And between you and me, Marcus knew. He had to know. Nobody pays those prices without asking questions. Unless they want people to think they're something they're not, I finish. Trevor nods slowly, looking genuinely uncomfortable for the first time. I should go. This conversation is getting very official feeling. After Trevor leaves, I sit in the coffee shop for another hour, my coffee going cold. Marcus didn't just buy some questionable art. He deliberately created an entire fake collection to impress our father. Every painting, every sculpture, every piece he's been bragging about, it's all a lie. And it worked. Dad was so proud. He kept telling everyone about Marcus's sophisticated taste and natural eye for quality. He compared Marcus to the great art collectors in our family history. And the whole time, it was fake. My phone buzzes. It's an email notification. I open it and feel my stomach drop. You are cordially invited to the inaugural Hartwell Legacy Exhibition, hosted by Marcus Hartwell. Join us as we celebrate art, family, and heritage. The exhibition. Marcus is planning to show his collection publicly. In 2 weeks. At a prestigious gallery downtown. With critics, journalists, and every important person in the art world attending. He's going to humiliate our entire family, and he doesn't even realize it. Or maybe he does, and he's counting on no one finding out. Either way, Dad's reputation will be destroyed. The Hartwell name will become a joke. I should tell Dad right now. I should call him and explain everything. But then I remember his face at the wedding, how proud he looked announcing Marcus as his heir. How he never once looked at me that way. How he chose Marcus without even considering that I might be worth something. A dark thought crosses my mind, maybe I should let Marcus have his exhibition. Let him hang himself with his own fake paintings. Let the art world tear him apart. But that would hurt Dad too. And despite everything, I don't want that. I need more proof. Undeniable, ironclad proof that even Marcus can't talk his way out of. I spend the next 3 days gathering evidence. I take my laptop to a small repair shop because it keeps crashing whenever I try to organize all the files. The photos, the receipts, the research, it's too much data. The technician, a guy named Ryan with bright green hair, takes one look at my laptop and whistles. You've got some serious file corruption here. What were you doing? Downloading the entire internet? Research project, I mutter. Must be some project. He starts running diagnostics while I wait. Then he pauses, squinting at the screen. Hey, you've got some recovered files here. Looks like deleted audio. Want me to restore them? Deleted audio? My heart starts racing. Can you play it? Ryan clicks a few buttons, and suddenly Marcus's voice fills the small shop. Look, Trevor, I don't care how you do it. Just make it look expensive. Make it look like something from a prestigious collection. Dad will never know the difference. He just wants to brag about it at parties. There's Trevor's voice responding, I understand completely. Quick turnaround, impressive presentation, no questions asked. That's my specialty. Perfect. And Trevor? Keep this between us. Nobody else needs to know where these pieces really came from. The recording ends. Ryan looks at me with wide eyes. Should I not have played that? I'm shaking. Can you make me a copy? Several copies? Sure, but... Please. It's important. Ryan must see something in my face because he nods and gets to work. 20 minutes later, I have the audio file saved on 3 different USB drives. Evidence. Real, undeniable evidence that Marcus knew exactly what he was doing. Thank you all so much for watching and supporting my channel. I really appreciate every like, comment and share, it truly means a lot. Part 2 is already on the way, so make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss it.